Hey guys, we're back for another week of this interview series, and we've got one of our actresses, Lauren Castle, who's going to join me here in a second to chat a little bit about To the New Girl. We've got a couple other updates this week. I posted the other day our breakup playlist on Spotify, so check that out, and you can add songs to it and stuff. Right now it's really just like songs I've listened to at the end of relationships. So I'm hoping that other people can go and add some because, that would be good to like mix it up a little bit. And then our film, The Echo, is still going to be screened later this month, the 24th through 26th, with the Coven Film Festival through Seed and Spark. And so we're really excited about that. So those are kind of the other things going on. And Lauren is here. So let me see if I can get her on. This is always fun. Here we go. Her now. Hello.
Hello, beautiful. Oh,
Hi. Are you here?
Sorry about that.
No, you're good.
I had to capture this moment. It's too perfect.
Oh,
All right.
how are you?
I am doing really, really well. It's been a wild summer, but aren't summers always just so wild and
Yeah, it's really
free? Yeah.
All right, well, I will let you start off by introducing yourself and talking about what you do and what you did in the movie, and take it away. Floor is yours.
Yeah, so I'm Lauren Emily Castle, and I am many things. I've been kind of going through some interesting phases of exploration. But what I am finding is that all of these passions, they lead back to the same thing that I was drawn to in childhood, which is acting. And I always thought, oh, you have to choose one or the other. But what I find so captivating about the performing arts is that it's almost like a metaphysical science. I mean, the art of being able to display emotions in such a perceptive form, it takes study and refinement. And so for the last 2 years, I've been following the path of Tantra. So there was different initiations and studying the path of yoga. And I kept thinking, oh, well, I guess this is just what I need to narrow my focus on. This is it. And really you step back and you find out, oh no. This is alchemy, preparing you to be a stronger actress, preparing you to be a more empowered woman. And that's what I learned through working on To the New Girl with this beautiful cast and crew. It really forever changed my life. It was an electric spark. And in that instant, you see your life flash before your eyes and you realize, oh yeah, anything is possible. I dreamed of that moment of getting to work on a film like To the New Girl. I actually looked back at my journal leading up to auditioning for To the New Girl, and I wrote down, I want to be a part of a film that empowers people, a film that is a movement in and of itself, something that sparks deeper recognition of the human experience. And I think maybe a month or two later, I remember you reached out to me and I'm like, okay, it's a sign.
So funny.
It's so crazy. So many synchronicities, and yet just like follow the signs. It will lead you to the bigger picture.
Yeah, well, it's funny because, the way you and I met was through my high school theater teacher
Yeah.
who worked with Sadie,
Yep.
who was our first AD and costume designer on the film. And Sadie, by the way, I want to interview you. Get on here.
Yeah.
But we like randomly met one day in LA, and then when I was doing this, I thought of you guys, and I thought about when I was reading Faye, I was like, oh, I feel like she would be right for that. It was just kind of a funny, things like that. I mean, I believe in that stuff too. It all sort
Yeah.
of falls together in the way that it's supposed to.
Yeah, it really did. It was like it beautifully fell into place. This is what's so fascinating about such a message, or a film with such a strong distillated message. It's as if this piece of art, it takes a life of its own. It's so mysterious and enigmatic that it's like, okay, everybody watch out, like this is a force to reckon with. And that's what it felt like, just being there and just taking it all in. I will never forget that moment for the rest of my life. Just that pregnant pause, like right before you breathe in, and okay, like this is it. Like, I've
Yeah.
dreamed of this moment and here it is. Like it can really happen.
Well, and it was like one of your first times on a film set, right? Like,
It was the first time I'd ever been on a film set. And I was just like, I think that I was so entranced by it all that I think it just knocked out all my nerves. I was just so in awe, like, look at this camera equipment and look at the lighting. Because, oh my God, like the art of lighting. You know how long I've been like trying to figure out how to use this dumb lighting thing? Like, it's in all of these, it's such an art form. And that's the beautiful thing about film. Like, you take a step back and look at the multifaceted layers of this experience. Each and every molecule is so important to the final product. And I just remember just like soaking it all in, like, this is school. This is the
yeah.
school for the senses and the heart. Yeah.
It was funny too because when I set up the schedule for production, I had put you, I think maybe like second to last in the monologues because I was like, oh, she's like new to this. I want
Yep.
to have time to watch and like not feel nervous, so it'll be like her third day on set and stuff. And then you went up and you just like rocked it, and I was like, I really like didn't even need to be like yours was one of the easiest to edit of anyone's because you were just like, you're so clean and just very prepared, and you'd had the monologue for a long time too. I remember, I think you had it for
Yeah.
a year before we shot.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's so fun, and I know you haven't seen it yet,
I
but
can't wait.
well, we kept like hoping. I mean, our plan was that we were going to do we did our West Coast screening in February, and then we were planning on like May doing something on the East Coast. But then, of course,
Yeah.
the whole world
Yeah.
fell apart.
Yeah. These things.
Yeah.
Woo.
What can
Yeah.
you do?
Crazy.
Yeah, crazy times. But hopefully, I mean, as soon as like we can do that, we will do that. But I'm also going to send you guys all the film like when it premieres too, so you can at least watch it. But I really wanted to see it with you for the first time, so I was like,
I know.
I
I don't even know what it's going to be like to just sit. I'm actually nervous. It's so different. And I know there are actors that are like, no, I will not watch my work. I do want to see it, but I'm certainly nervous because it's like you're so in this headspace. In fact, it's so interesting with acting. It's like you you become like a shapeshifter. It's like, I remember really deeply feeling like I am Faye. Like, there's a part of me that resonates so deeply with her character that even when I flew back from LA back to Virginia, I was like, I still felt like she was with me. And so, yeah, it felt like she's speaking through me right now. This beautiful person is fine. It's so empowering. Every angle of the film is just like, wow, a woman stepping to the mic and just unleashing her pure essence, her power, her latent power that's just like seeping out. I mean, it was just like, there's something so empowering about grabbing a microphone.
yeah, yeah. No,
Yeah.
it's fun. I was talking to Dawn, who played Melanie, last week, and she had come to the Chinese theater premiere that we had, and she hadn't seen it, until then, and she had kind of forgotten because it's been so long. And she was like, I didn't like, hers is like kind of murderous monologue.
Yeah.
She's like, I forgot that I could go there. I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I've now seen y'all do it so many times that I like know it back and forth. But I think it's going to be really fun for you to see, especially with like all the music and stuff in there. Yours has really cool music,
Ooh.
very like film noir kind of.
Oh, that is a special place in my heart, film noir. That I cannot wait. I think
Well,
that
you
I'm
very
going.
much have that look already, so like you
Oh,
don't have to do much to like get there.
I feel like I was born in the wrong time era, so it's all making sense now.
That's so funny. Yeah, no, I think you're really gonna enjoy it. It's cool. You've got some really beautiful close-ups, especially that are just like, wow.
Mm.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
You have to
I'm
promise
just,
that you're gonna call me like immediately after you watch it. I
oh,
want to get your feedback. Very
yeah.
excited.
I
Um,
think that I'm going to be beside myself. I'll be like, wait, that really happened. I'm still pinching myself. I mean, these things are so surreal, especially with the performing arts, because you're in that flow state. It's like you're not even there. And I think that's part of the captivation of it all is like you get to step outside of yourself and like, wait, whoa, I can do that. It's so fascinating how we perceive ourselves and then we step back and like, oh,
yeah. Well, it's
wow.
funny too from a theater background because when you do theater, a lot of times, you do the performance and then it's kind of gone.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to then have something permanently and sort of like a mix of film and theater. So it's an interesting thing.
Yeah. Now that's very unique. That's also super exciting because I can't even think off the top of my head of many films that so beautifully swirl in the aspects of both theater and film. I think that's very unique and it brings to life both artistic aspects because they're so different and yet they're so vastly important. So that's kind of cool. It's like a celebration of two arts that merge into one. It's like
Yeah, and
that
with
is
like
something.
everything going on, like they can't. I think it's going to be even long. Film, I think, will be able to come back sooner from all this than theater, just because of the audience constraints and stuff. So
Yeah.
we've been kind of like saying like other indie theater pieces should try to do like a filmed version so that they can get something off the ground. So I hope that maybe it also inspires some other people to do it.
Wow. That's a really good idea. We're all tuning in more than ever before. We're like,
Yeah.
watching our Amazon Prime and
Yeah.
Netflix. So it's like I'm catching up on some watching Westworld right now. Boy,
Mm.
I'm
I'm behind
behind.
on that. I'm
Like,
behind.
this is the
Yeah.
time to tune in.
Yeah, I've caught up on some movies in the last couple weeks that I had just missed that were super great. So at least it's giving us time to
Yeah.
do a bit. So that was my next question is like, what have you been doing to fill your time in the quarantine? Virginia's like a little bit, you guys are like a little more open, I think, than we are at this point.
I think so. It's funny. It's super busy right now. You just drive down the street to go to the grocery store and it's like traffic lined up. So it's funny because I'm not in the city, but I feel like I'm in the city right now. But yeah, honestly, I've just been kind of playing around with what is it like to be your own filmmaker in a way, focusing more on creating content for YouTube and doing online coaching. It's just everything is online right now. So it's interesting because as a performing artist, the ball is in our court right now. We really have a different parameter to play with than ever before. I mean, we're kind of like separated from people and simultaneously we are tuning into each other's lives. I've never done so many Zoom conversations in my entire life. And it's like, and yet it's such good practice because that is how you refine any craft. You've got to get in front of the camera. Even if
Yeah.
it's your iPhone, get in front of the camera and just practice engaging with people because we feel that rawness and that truth. I mean, that's the thing is that they say the camera doesn't lie. It's so perceptive. So this is the time to just like zoom in. And especially with taping, auditions. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna start doing that. And then studying up on Basic Instinct and that whole Sharon Stone demeanor. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, I like that powerful dynamic.
Oh, yeah, you definitely have that, girl. Yeah. But you're great too at just like constantly making stuff on even Instagram and everywhere, it's always very engaging and you've got
I've
that.
been, yeah, that's it. It's like, it's so interesting. You just have to keep experimenting, especially with the arts. It's like, you really have to push yourself. I mean, yes, okay, the thing is you're going to push some buttons and it's okay. You're either going to laugh about it or a few years later you'll be like, oh wow, I'm really glad that I just stepped outside of my comfort zone and went for it. So I feel like the past couple years was me just kind of like going for it. And now it's like, all right, How do you refine your edges? How do you center your craft?
Mm.
Now I'm like, time to get serious, Lauren.
Do you get pushback from people ever on your Instagram, like with family or anything? Do you get like
Yes. Oh, that's a whole nother story. Yeah, it's been quite a whirlwind.
Yeah.
It is funny. It's just funny how people react to what we post. So I've just been experimenting, honestly.
Yeah.
But it's funny. It's usually the people that are your immediate family that are like, "What? I thought you were my sweet little girl, and you've got a gritty side. You
What
just
can you
gotta
do?
go."
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yourself. And I feel like that's also what makes it engaging for people. Like you're being honest and putting yourself out there. And
Yeah, you just have to experiment, and I find it really compelling when you learn about how different actors and artists, how do they take that shape and take that form. And you'll look at somebody like Daniel Day-Lewis, and oh my God, he literally at all costs he became that character to the point where it's like, no, 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 you only address me as Abraham Lincoln. Like, no, I just find it so fascinating how people dive into that character building. And I feel like, as strange as it seems, like Instagram can be a somewhat cathartic outlet for just like, all right, what would this Lauren, how would she
yeah.
behave in this scenario? Um, because that's how it is with acting. You have to surrender to
Yeah.
that character and not, you can't bring in your own, I don't know, hesitations. It's just
Yeah.
like getting into a pool, like, go for it.
Yeah. Well, and you're right too that some of it is like you're building like a brand and a persona, and some of it is performative, even within it's like you and your truth, but some of it is like, okay, what fits in with what I'm posting in this situation. So it's not you're molding it.
Molding it, that's exactly it. It feels like you are molding and creating this whole new dynamic. All these layers. I think it's also fun to study up on the beginnings, those humble beginnings of these actors. I was reading about Leonardo DiCaprio and how the agents told him, hey, you should change your name to Lenny Williams, because your name, it's just not.
No.
And
No.
he
No
did
one's
not
ever
work.
done that.
It's like there's just so much going on here. You literally have to go with your gut
Yeah.
when it comes to following your dreams. Don't get discouraged.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things is taking everything with a grain of salt and like knowing your own stuff enough to not listen to the people in power, because I think
Yeah.
even in the past couple of years it's been made so apparent that so many people are either full of it or evil or it's like you got to just go with your own path, and somebody will pick up on it eventually versus
That's it.
this box. Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Well, you're
this
great at
relentless.
that.
Yeah, thank you. It just strengthens you. It's really, you can breathe so easy when you get to the point in your life when people make fun of you, they criticize what you're doing, and okay, it hurt. It's like a jab. It's like stubbing your toe for a second, but then you lean back and you're like, okay, this is what Russell Brand just said a few days ago. He said, I read all of your comments, even the nasty ones. Thank you for keeping me grounded. Because that's exactly what happens. This whole art form, it's like survival of the fittest with our senses and with our heart. It's like, don't just keep treading those waters, or surfing them. That surf would be maybe a better analogy because it's more graceful and less rigid. But it's like it's not for the faint of heart. You are your art. How do you not take that personally? So I've learned that's what has been so cool. Like, I kept thinking that yoga and energy healing, oh, that's just a separate modality. But really, no, the more you learn how to tune into the body, you can anchor that energy and just kind of like quietly observe people's comments rather than believing them.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Okay. What's a piece of advice you have for other women, either in film or just in any aspect of the arts?
Ooh, that is probably one of the most important questions in the world. Wow. Yeah, I ask myself the same question almost every single day. Yeah. Okay. Your worth is not the sum calculations of other people's comments. The more you pour deep, vast love into yourself, just learning to look at your own eyes and say, wow, you are beautiful. You have to keep filling yourself up. Fill up your cup. You will be so full that it will spill into other people's lives. Don't listen to the harrowing negative words. It only means, just remember, it only means you're onto something good. The more they try to rip you apart and tear you down, just remember that you're hitting a nerve. You're triggering people, and that's a gift because we're meant to break our hearts open wide so that we can receive more love. This is a very loving art form. I think film is one of the most important modalities in the entire world. It is truth. We are seeing the truth. We are seeing people's lives. We're seeing the beautiful essence, the power of women on screen, and we cannot sink down. We've got to just stand strong. And it always begins with just filling ourselves with that self-love. As cliche as it may sound, the more
Oh, I
we,
don't think it's cliche. I
you
think
know,
people need to hear that still for sure. Like,
yes,
yeah,
fall madly in love with yourself, and nobody can interfere with that type of love. It is the most powerful force in the world.
yeah. No, that's perfect advice.
Thank
Love it.
you.
Yes, girl. Okay, what's your favorite movie?
Oh,
It's a mean question, I know.
this is so good. I was literally just thinking about it today. Before Sunrise.
Yes.
Yeah, I love Richard Linklater. I just everything about that film. It's so existential. It's like existential romance.
Yes.
I love that. I've got a soft spot for that.
Hits the right spot. Yeah, I hear
It does.
That's a good one. I like that.
Yeah.
Oh, is there anything cool you've seen in the last couple of months since you've been home?
Yes. Yesterday.
Oh,
Was
the
that?
movie yesterday?
Yes, that movie shook me.
I loved it.
I
Yeah.
mean, a world without the Beatles would not be the world as we know it. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. You know, the reviews were like not great for that movie for some
Ooh.
reason, what I saw, but I thought it was very innovative and oh, I really liked it.
I thought it was beautifully done. I thought it was very captivating and it kind of like gets you thinking. I never thought of a world without the Beatles. I thought it was beautiful.
Yeah, no, I thought
Yeah.
that whole thing was great. I saw
Mhm.
that maybe like a month ago too. It was another like quarantine watch, and I was like, wait, how did I miss
Exactly.
this?
Yeah,
Like,
I was gonna say, how did I miss this movie? It's only
yeah,
brilliant.
yeah, no, I loved it. I thought it was great.
Mhm.
Okay, is there anything else that you're like working on that you want to promote or promote your Instagram content or your YouTube or?
Hmm. Well, I'll be honest. Lauren, I'm talking about myself in third person. That's weird. Lauren, she is going through major renovation. I'm actually kind of switching up yet again, shape shifting yet again with my content, and now I'm diving in deeply to acting. So I'm actually this time will be moving to Los Angeles. Not even kidding. It's happening soon. So that's how I'm gonna take it more seriously. I just gotta go for it.
Yeah.
So that's
Oh,
kind of
yay!
yeah. I'm so excited.
News.
Finally. Finally.
Oh, I can't wait to play.
Me too. That's it. It's time to play.
Yeah.
I miss it.
Yeah. No, I totally understand. It is well, it's fun too because it'll be nice having this come out and like it's kind of a weirdly good time for
I was
it
gonna say, it's like
because like there's not a lot, you know what I mean, of like stuff coming out, and it's like our publicist I was talking to yesterday, and she was saying it's like you don't have any idea how lucky you are to have like a finished thing.
Wow.
You know?
I never thought of that. That's a good, okay. So this is fun to see how the timing is played out perfectly.
Yeah, well, it's weird
Yeah.
because like we had so many things that we couldn't do, like film festivals and stuff like that we wanted, to go to, that got canceled or they're getting pushed till who knows when, whatever. So that was like, oh no, this, like the time didn't work out. And then other stuff kind of comes up that makes it sort of
Yeah. And then the awards. Oh my gosh. That's huge.
We were excited. Yeah, we were really excited. It was fun. I mean, it's nice to it's been interesting because so few people still have seen it. So like the people that have seen it, especially people that had like nothing to do with the production, are always so complimentary, which has been really exciting for Sam and I, because we both feel like we've seen it so many times that we're sort of like dumb. Where I'm like, by the end of editing, I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. You do become a little numb, but wow, it's so fun to feel their reactions. I literally cannot wait. It just gets better and better every day. It's like, wow, this is such a juicy film. So I feel like there's so much to drink from it.
Yeah, I hope so. We have to figure out something. We're working on like some sort of a virtual watch party situation for the week of the 11th. So I'll have to let you know.
Sign me up.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
Yeah, I know. I wish I could get to Virginia and like, meet with people, but I don't know when that's gonna happen.
Well, we'll figure something out.
Yeah, we'll make it work one of these days.
We will.
Well, thank you for joining for this interview.
Oh, it's truly my pleasure. I love talking about To the New Girl. In fact, it's perhaps one of my favorite topics of conversation.
I love it. Yeah, no, we'll have a lot more in the next, I guess it's sneaking up on me now.
I know. That's so crazy.
So yeah.
Hold on.
We'll finally have something to like point people to and send them to.
Yes. Swipe up.
Yes, but I'm really excited for you to see it, and I can't wait to hear what you think and stuff. So it'll be really fun.
Thank you. I'm still beside myself, but I have to pinch myself every day and say, yes, this is really happening.
Yay! I'm so excited. I can't wait for you to see it. You're gonna be like, what?
I know. I'm gonna freak out.
We're just always like, oh, she's so pretty. So pretty. Like there's a close-up. Amelia did this close-up on you that's like killer. Like, you should just use it like on all your business cards.
I'll just make and I'll have like a little reel, but it'll just be on replay, like
just that shot.
Yeah, some edgy. Yeah.
Amazing.
Oh,
amazing. All right, girl.
Thank
you again, and I'm sure I'll talk to you soon, and we'll for everything actually comes out.
I can't wait. It's been a blast. Bye, Laura.
Thank you. Have a great night.
Thank you. Bye.